Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He's a live player and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on game version 26B, all standard, all stock, no modifications. And yeah, I take first here the Northern Australian base, no enemy here present. And I hope I can maybe get my airstrike on Tahiti today. Yesterday there was, I think, bad weather. First I sweep some mines to open the port. Hopefully I sweep the mines, not kick the mines. Here's an allied Mark 14 attack on my submarine. Luckily no explosion. I mean, only 2 torpedoes is not much. Not sure why only 2 torpedoes. I think this was the second or third sub attack. So far I was able to sink one Dutch submarine, I think, with my own submarine. And because my airstrike yesterday was unable to strike Tahiti, I am now in range and let my cruisers make a night bombardment on Tahiti. Hopefully I can disable the enemy float plane base. Yeah. Some damage, but yeah, damage is not good enough. Normally you must kill. But I can create casualties on the base. Of course, this will not completely stop Tahiti, but it shows Xargun that he is in range of my surface fleet, and he must play it very safe and slow if he won't build up Tahiti, or I can intercept him easily anytime. So maybe more I show him this is this high threat area and he maybe don't want invest here too fast, too much, and I have more time to build up my own defenses. We will see. So more mines, and also mines in Nomaya. But luckily, not luckily, this is my standard tactic. Every main port where there's a lot of shipping going in and going out need an active minesweeper. So Xargun maybe sent the submarine overnight to launch his mines, and I at daytime already find them and can start to clear them. Allied can detect my own air force, my task forces. And I also sweep over the enemy tanks east of Perth, striking some Australian on the ground. Nothing new here, mostly to slow them down. Recon airplanes over Tahiti, but these are the tanks, mostly disabled. Okay, not really destroyed, but disabled is also good. So I sweep Tahiti. No cap as first over Tahiti, but yeah, after the bombardment I saw only Catalinas. So maybe they are really only Catalinas and nothing else. So morning is for Navy strike, so there was no ship in range of my carriers at Tahiti, so maybe hopefully in the afternoon I get now a airfield port strike. No bad weather again. So Xargun is a really lucky guy. 50% of my airstrikes are always stopped by bad weather. But here I can stop some Hudsons. Hudsons once, again, I would compare them maybe with Dunia 17. They have not the payload and they don't have nearly any armor protection or armament. So they're easy, gets killed. They may be better for anti-submarine warfare. not this land attack stuff. So, and they have extended range or reduced bomb load. More are coming, but my cap is low. This is also long range cap. Only the first interception is really working per morning or afternoon phase. So the second attack already is able to nearly bypass everything. The B-17s, and this is why I not really like to make long range cap. If I intercept long range cap, or B-17s with long range cap, this can end badly for my zeros, so I'm a little hesitant to really do this kind of stuff. I have no problem to consume or lose my airframes, but I want to keep my pilots. I have so little pilots with scenario 1 that everyone is really important for the Navy. The Army pilots, this is another topic. Good. There were still some shells left for the main battery, so I consume them here. Daytime bombardments. So a better chance to hit something, but less shells, so damage is maybe not so great. Well, yeah, something. So I think today I have 3 or 4 big battles. So first juncture, I think these are only units Xargun won't get rid of. But they're retreating and not surrendering, so I can take the city. And yeah, there's not really anything to gain here for me. Industry is already destroyed at the beginning of the war. Not sure why the game do this. I don't know. There's no real benefit to repair something because repair cost is like 90%. The recreation of a new industry is cheap, but the repair is expensive. Anyway, so bombardments. This is more or less simply only really to burn supplies on both sides, and I would normally win this. This is a little risky, but still possible because I have double attack power and there's clear terrain, so there's no bonus for the allies. And there's really here only this Highlander division. They're strong, but you can see they are not really taking part of the battle.
This is your #1 enemy, Orphan Anne, from Radio Tokyo, with another blow to your morale and some music to console you. Today, the Imperial government announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Perth.
Good. So a little surprise. I mean, I was really surprised that it was possible with the first attack. But my engineers blow up the first fort level, so it was only a fort level 2. Second, you can see that there's no defense bonus. So I have a full attack power. And because I have full attack power, my units have also experience and morale, plus HQ support. I can increase my attack power. But the British allies, Australian, they are not able to get their attack power on the table. So they have a drop of 50%, and I have nearly increase of 35%. And this together give 4-1, and this, so I can overrun the enemy. So I don't know if this modifier, but if they're really working, I don't know. They have the fort, that the leaders, but maybe only one unit was a good leader. I don't know, but they have no experience. I don't know. At the end, I would say it was a surprise for me, and because it was a surprise, I think I also catch here some aircraft on the ground. And yeah, and I took Perth. But this can always happen. This is why sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you are lucky and sometimes you're not lucky. Here, Bendwing is the next attempt. I think this is battle number 5. Yeah, I can also take the fort down. My engineers blow up the fort. But here's the opposite. This is mountain, so it's much really tougher. And the Dutch are, they don't normally have morale or the experience or the equipment, but they have the terrain, and so they can hold again. And I have double casualties, but only again for these numbers. So I have a lot of disabled. So a whole division is more or less disabled, but you can also see, yeah, like 95% is disabled and 5% destroyed. And for the Dutch, it's more like yeah, 1/3 destroyed, 2/3 disabled. So in the long run, because there's not much reinforcements for the Dutch, it's, yeah, they're holding, but they are bleeding. Still, to get the one division back in active combat value cost me at least 1 week. And this battle is yeah, still ongoing. And this is now the elite Japanese paratroopers against Australians, and I can take. Well, I'm dying. Let's say this. Maybe tomorrow I'm dead. Good. But overall, of course, a victory, a strategic victory, not only a tactical victory for me, and a good turn. A turn with impact on the game. Because now, with the loss of Perth, there's not really anything else. Now I have Perth, and the Allies they must fall back to Melbourne, I think. Let's see. So first, I have a kill ratio of 19-1. Woohoo! I lost the Oscar. I think this was the escort mission. So I was able to kill some Kitty Hawks and Aracobas on the ground. Again, I don't know why the game say there are ops losses or air-to-air losses. I still think this is related to if they are on damaged on the ground and not maintenance on the ground. If maintenance on the ground, maybe there are ground losses. If they are damaged by air battle, then there may be air-to-air loss. Yeah, I don't know. At the end, it doesn't matter. There are lost airframes. And a lot of Hudsons getting destroyed. Of course, this is not matching up, so there are two too many, so maybe 2 Hudsons less, so only 11, 6, 2, something like this. For me, the pilot is unluckily dead. So somehow he lost maybe control over his airframe and crashed. I can maybe check it, I'm not more sure. Sometimes you can find it, sometimes here, pilot killed at a landing accident. Tja. Maybe he had not enough Sake, so he was unhappy and killed himself. I don't know. So overall, so maybe also point wise, I don't know. I don't really care points too much. You can check my 15th April video. There I will talk about more points and the tracker. China, there was no real battle. I only take Changsha with not a real battle because the base was more or less open, left behind. Nothing gets destroyed. What is not already destroyed, and the game starts with nearly everything is destroyed, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I will maybe repair the heavy industry only because I can do it. The rest I keep destroyed. But this base gives me a little points. Not a big. This is not so important. For some reason, the Changsha is not victory points important. What makes no sense, but anyway. No other change here in China. Burma, also no activity. Ceylon, I must still rest after the failed attack yesterday. Was it the failed? I don't know. Some days ago I attacked Colombo. I had double casualties roughly than the British. What is still not a disaster, and I destroyed the fort. And it was a fort level 4, so I would say it was still somehow a tactical victory for me. But yeah, I had to recover from this. Bendering is a similar situation. I have now here a lot of units are disabled plus fatigue. You can see a fatigue of 20, 30, 40. This is simply too much. And a lot of units are disabled. They will not take part of any battle. Here is nearly 40% of the division is disabled, plus destroyed unit. And I don't know. Oh. Some units are okay. This division not really lost too much. 24, so there's only one infantry squad missing. But again, this is simply too much. You cannot attack. Again, especially in this high mountain. Clear terrain, you can maybe say, okay, attack again, but in mountain area, everything what is heavily in favor for the defender, I would better rest and wait and take it easy. But in Perth, there was a surprise victory. There's still this 1 AM in the hex, and there's mines. So I must take care of them. The tanks are retreating, so it was maybe a little lucky that I more or less, this was not purpose, but I lure out the enemy tanks, so I had not the tanks in Perth, so I could take on the enemy without fighting the tanks, because I don't really have anything for anti-tank equipment. This division have cavalry. I think later this will, no, you cannot change. Sometimes you can see the future, sometimes we cannot see. Normally cavalry squads will change later to light tanks. This one have Tanketten. So you have from cavalry change to Tanketten or armored cars, and then I think to light tanks somehow. I have here some anti-tank weapons, okay, and some more, yeah. But this is, it's to defend yourself against enemy attacks. I don't know how it works if you attack. So yeah, that was of course maybe a good situation to lure out the tanks, taking Perth, and now where to retreat. All these bases are more or less very low developed. Airport 1, Airport 1, Airport 1, Airport 1. So Airport 1 means you can only use one cap, no active missions. Maybe transport missions is, I don't know. But so I will maybe try to, of course, strike again against this allied forces. And because they are already defeated, now they have no bonus. Yes. Clear. Wood. Okay, so if I can catch them and fight here in this hex, then I think it's for sure a victory for me. And once I defeat them twice, I think they are nearly broken. And I can maybe use a smaller token force to block this and take the base. If I take the crossroad here, it's really very hard for the allies, I think, to escape here now. Because the problem is really this hex, you cannot walk here. That's called, I mean, I will for sure catch the forces and force them to a battle. I can walk here in 2 turns, and this needs 5 turns to walk. So once this happens, and then the Australians are maybe in this hex, and they're able maybe to escape to this hex and then escape via airlift or troop transport. But any ship what is coming now in range of Perth will be under threat of my torpedo bombers. So I don't know if he can really use any navy. If we don't have here now the 3-4 allied carriers showing up, then I don't know how this ends. Maybe this division, these units are all dead and lost already. So, and anything else? Once I take this base, if I take this rest bases here, then it's over. I really don't see any way for the Australian to attack me here easily in 42. The supply, I mean, I don't know. You can of course walk here with no air cover at all. Hard to get any supplies. I don't think this is possible. So this is why it's normally a much easier task to take this area, but you must take Perth. If you cannot take Perth, or the allies build up this base, I think this is missing here. If Xargun maybe built here a big air base already, and fall back in time, that could be a trouble for me. But it's all desert, so there's no bonus. I think desert will not give you any bonus. Desert rough, but normal desert no. Yeah, okay. Good, anyway, so this was a little lucky maybe, but I also had, with Singapore I was super unlucky. So in Surabaya was burned to ash, and Batavia looks also not good. So yeah, sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not so lucky. East Australia was, yeah, my units are still holding, but now nearly everything is disabled, but not dead. And my Navy Guard unit is walking, so I don't know. Problem is I cannot walk in move mode, or they will be fighting in move mode, so I must change to combat mode. Means I cannot reach the hex, I think, next turn. Yeah, we will see. But yeah, again, this is my lowest priority. New Zealand is yeah, building up my forces. I think now everything arrived. I can try the next attack on Wellington sooner or later. I only won't get normally here the main rail open. I can rail supplies easier from Auckland to Wellington later. And yeah, the not so successful operation against Tahiti. I have no information from Tahiti. I don't know. I make recon, but I get no feedback. I see here nothing because I don't have detection. Not sure why. Naja. My force is of course detected. So Xargun know what is here, but I cannot change this. My ships are now out of shells. So you have always consume what is possible. You keep always these emergency shells. You cannot normally use them for only in a forced battle. But I have a ammunition ship is coming. So my cruisers only must return to this base, fix the engine damage and the system damage, rearm, and then I can be... I need 1 week, then I can be back. Good. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.